Hello, welcome to my channel Rereads. I'm Rhiannon and it has been a while. I used to do BookTube, had a bit of a break from it for a bit, and now I'm back. Indeed, yes. I'm here today to talk to you about a book that I've just read. I've just finished reading last night, and oh my god, it was amazing. It was my book club's pick for last month. I didn't quite finish it before we met again, but I finished it now and I absolutely adored it. It's a book that should be read. It's a book that is very important, I think, and it's a book that could be no, scratch that. It is a future classic, in my opinion. And that book is The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. Oh my god, this book gave me all the feels. It is emotional, it is funny, it is heartbreaking. It's set in Ireland. It's LGBTQ plus. Also, the author is also LGBTQ plus himself. So it's written from someone who has lived that experience as well. This book follows a boy called Cyril over his life, starting from the 1950s onwards. At the beginning of the book, we find out that his mother is 16 and has been cast away from her village because she is pregnant with Cyril. And at that time, Ireland didn't like it when women got pregnant out of wedlock, and it was bye-bye or, you know, be shamed forever. Her family disowns her and things like that. So she goes off and meets a lovely couple who are together, both men as well. One of them's called Jack. I've forgotten who the other one was called, but one's called Jack, and unfortunately something tragic happens and she gives birth to Cyril during these tragic events. She's already made her mind up as well, so Cyril gets adopted. You find out about this on the back of the book as well. So fast forward 7 years and Cyril is living with his adopted parents, who are called Maud and Charles. They're very odd. I found that Charles and Maud were very odd foster adopted parents. In my opinion, if it was today, I don't think they would be allowed to foster children. For example, Charles keeps telling Cyril that he has to call them his adopted parents because they're not his real parents. And also, Charles also tells Cyril that he's not a real Avery. So Cyril always says adoptive parents when he meets people, speaks to people. His adopted mother, Maud, is a writer. She's one of those writers who doesn't want any fame. She writes, but she doesn't want fame, and she's a bit of a, sits in her office on her own all day and smokes a lot of cigarettes. Maud and Charles are really funny, but going forward into this book, they do become likeable. I love it when Cyril meets Julian. Oh my gosh. Cyril meets this boy called Julian Woodbead, and their adventures in life together begin, really. Julian is absolutely hilarious. He's funny. It is so hilarious. I tabbed all the bits that I absolutely loved in this book as well. So like you can see how much I absolutely love reading this book. Julian is so funny, and Cyril and Julian are just this odd friendship, and that's what I absolutely love about the book. I love the friendship and things like that. And not only does Cyril have to navigate his life and friendships through the book, he also is growing up in Ireland where it's unacceptable to be gay, really. Ireland is governed, unfortunately, by the Catholic. The Catholic Church says it's wrong. People think it's wrong. They think it's dirty and, not a good thing. So Cyril has to navigate and finding out who he is and coming to terms with his sexuality and navigating and finding love as well. I just love this book. Love this book, and the characters from Julian to Mrs. Goggins to Cyril to Cyril's other and all the other characters he meets in this book are just fantastic. I actually found that I was pretty shocked by the way Ireland back then were like with people who were different, and you know, it's really sad that Cyril couldn't grow up and be himself. He had to lie a lot, and I think if he didn't lie, then his life would have been a whole lot easier for him. But I loved his adventures. I also like the time jump. So when we meet Cyril, it's 1950s, and then it goes all the way up until 2015. The time jumps were brilliant, I think. They didn't like make me confused. Like when you read a book and they time jump, and then it's like really confusing. It's like where's these characters? When you time jump and you find where Cyril is, every 7 years, I think it is. Every 7 years, he explains what has happened in between as well. So it's not like, oh, he's in, like, for instance, he's in New York. He also explains why they ended up in New York. So it's not like a time jump where you're left confused as how they got there. Cyril does explain how he has personally got to New York through the different chapters as well. I did find some of this. There's a chunk of this that is towards the end of the book. There's a big chunk that may trigger people. If you've read it, you'll know what chunk is. I bawled my eyes out at that chunk. But yeah, I've never read a book that has given me all the feels. I've never read a book that has made me emotional, laugh out loud. I've never had a book that's made me heartbroken or angry at the way people get treated as well. John Boyne's writing is amazing. He has really captured the essence of Cyril and the essence of what it's like. I think he has put a lot of his experiences into this book, and I thoroughly do recommend. This is the best book I've read in 2022 so far. I love it. Like I said, I tabbed it, and for me, this is a solid 5 stars. I would give it 1,000,000 stars. This is on my list of my all-time favourite books. Definitely on my list of 100 books to read before you die. I think one day in 50 years' time, I think it's going to be a classic. It should be a modern classic, really as well, but I think it's a classic. Oh, look at the cover! Look at that cover! Fantastic cover, isn't it? I love this cover. Oh, and I love the end pages as well, so can't go wrong. Yes. So, yes, those are all my thoughts on The Heart's Invisible Furies. Please do go and read it. It deserves all the hype it can get, even now. Please do pick it up. Please do read it. And yes, that was my book talk for The Heart's Invisible Furies. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you are reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.